Been a few changes since the last time. Got rid of the sheds that were here, bought a new shed. Put everything in the shed. Did what I said I was going to do. I fertilised that, picked up the bales, reseeded that, and put everything away in the shed. Now, I'm going to start adjusting the fields. So, what we want to do is I want this field here to join the other field. So we go up here, we do Y to allow create fields, and then we've got to try and line it up nice and straight. I have found the easiest way to get a dead straight line is usually to run that outside wheel down to the edge. So let's just lower that. Okay. Let's try this, see how we go. Oh, this poor old tractor knows she's pulling this. Go, you good thing. And yes, I'm just ploughing over the track, I don't care. I don't want the track. Getting a little bit far away from it. There we go. Oh, downhill, she took off. Whee! Okay, when we get to the end here, lift it up. This is a specific mod that allows you to create fields with cultivators. It's in the mod, so it's not hard to find. So now I'm going to go up another row, so we'll put that down there. Head up this way. The tractor's working a bit more going uphill. You can do it. So we're trying to maximize our ground by doing this. And it gives us something to do while we're waiting for everything to grow. Bit harder to see out of this. When I first started playing this and I was inside the cab, I actually kept physically turning my head around to look out the back. So, yes, I think they nailed the in-cab views. We'll put this down again. Doesn't matter if we get a bit of the crop. I just want to make sure that we get all of the grass cultivated in. Because if you leave a little strip, if you get somebody driving the tractor for you, like a worker, that is the end of the paddock for them when they stop. So went a little bit too crooked then. It's all good. Use the road as a reference point. Lift up. Now we'll go this way. If you are getting, like if I had any desire to have animals like a sheep pen or a cow yard or whatever, I would have cut all this for hay first before I ploughed all this grass in. Even just leaving it as it is, you can still cut it and use it and sell it, but I'm going to go at least 2 strips down this side, and then I'll decide if I want to keep it as grass or if I want to just crop the whole bit. It's a bit of a funny shape, so if you're going to hire workers to do anything in the field in this game, you have to make sure the fields are pretty much square. They don't like odd shaped fields. They can be rectangles, but they have to be, even. Lift up again. Down. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to have to hook up my steering wheel for this. I think it would make the actual playing of the game more enjoyable. I don't know how I got to it, but I think I was looking at the trailer and the release date for the new farming sim, and I ended up seeing this controller set which actually had like a proper joystick with buttons on it, like what you get in a header or in a front end loader. And I was watching a review on it, and that's really piqued my interest, because I know when I'm usually playing this I try and use auto load modded trailers so I don't have to drive around and pick them up with a loader, because it's extremely hard to do with mouse and keyboard. But if you had that joystick, it would just be like driving a normal tractor, which is what I'm used to, so I'd probably enjoy it more, and I would do more of that, I think, than just getting the auto load cheap mods. So we've widened this field at this end by about two combine widths, which doesn't seem much, but it all adds up. Once we start making more money and I buy the fields around it, they'll be all joined together as well, so we just have one big field. There is no rule that you have to plant the same crop in the whole field. If it's one big field, you can cut it off yourself, and well, you could even sew patterns into the ground if you wanted to. If I have one big field and I'm doing 2 different types of grain, what I'll do is I'll go with one grain for about 1/3 of it, then I'll do 2 or 3 strips of grass, and then the other side of that I'll do the second crop of grain. That way I've got some grass to cut for hay, and it just gives that little bit of a visual barrier, I guess, between the 2 halves of the paddock. You don't have to do that, but I find it easier for my brain if I do that. I also have the downloadable map of Clarkson's farm, which is actually, they've done a very good job of that map. If you're a fan of the show, if you're not a fan of Jeremy Clarkson, that's fine. You should still go and watch this show, simply for the fact that everybody tells him he's an idiot all the time and he does things wrong. It's just well worth it for that. But yeah, the modded map that they've made is very, very good. When I play with my son, we're usually on that map because he loves the show. There are some very clever people out there who are making mods for these games. Anything you want, you can pretty much find it. Okay, I think that's... do I want to do this? We may as well, otherwise... no, I'm going to leave that gap at that end there, because if you don't leave a gap at the end, sometimes if you've got a worker harvesting it or whatever, they get to the end and they do stupid things, like go sideways, and got to try and keep it as simple as possible for them. Okay, I'm not going to seed that this time. Actually, I might seed that end there. That way it'll be at the same age as the rest of it. As you can see, everything's put away in the shed, except for this. This is going to go under the tree. I wish unhitching stuff for real was that easy. I'd really like to get an old International, like 24-row seeder, which is basically exactly the same as this John Deere one, but it's an International. It would go with the tractor. I couldn't find one. I got a soft spot for this tractor. It was one of the first tractors I drove. First tractor I ever drove was a Steiger, a Cougar. That was pretty cool. Big articulated tractor. Alright, let's go. It looks like I'm missing a line there, but I'm not really. If anything, I'm overlapping a bit too much. But it'll all be the same age, so it'll all be at the same growing stage. That's the biggest thing. I've been playing this, and then when it clicks over to midnight and you're halfway through a paddock, the bit that you've just done all comes up. That pole's going to be a worry for anybody working. Hopefully they have the common sense to go around it, but we shall see. And this combine here, this seeder, actually you can direct drill with it, so you don't have to plough or cultivate beforehand. Just go straight over the stubble with this to put it in. Not many people plough or cultivate over here now. It's all direct drill with those big, like the big Seed Hawk air seeder that I have the mod for. Now that's wheat on, no, yeah, that's wheat over there. This is oats, so here will be the cutoff. And that's another thing you can do. You know, I was saying I'll put grass between them sometimes. If you have them at different growing stages, chances are they're going to be ready at different times anyway. Especially with like having the seasonal growth off. So instead of it just growing for, you know, during winter or whatever, they just grow the day after you plant them, because it's a month a day, I believe. See how many tries it takes me to get this in here. It's so different doing it on this than doing it with a steering wheel or with a real tractor. You don't even think about it when you're doing it with a real one. You just, see, do that. A slight mistake, that's why you don't go fast. How far back can I go? Back. There we go. Right, I'm going to take that off. Ooh, silence. Yeah, my trailer doesn't fit in the shed, so that's alongside. Right. Yes, I know there's one lone bale of straw on my ute. That's because I found that when I was spreading. I forgot it, I left it behind. Right, so what I'm going to do now is another little cheaty thing that I can do with this ute. So I'm going to go into here and I'm going to find trailers, it is there. Going to find mower. Now this one's cheaper. I think I'll take that one. Details. Buy. Yes. Thank you. Okay. So I don't have animals yet. I don't even know if I'll get animals. I mean, every farm I ever worked on. No, tell a lie. When I was working on dairy farms, didn't have any sheep, but most of the farms, all the farms I grew up on had sheep, and all the farms that I worked on later in sort of adulthood all had sheep. So kind of over sheep. They are the most stupid animal you've ever seen. Cows are way more intelligent. Okay, now what I'm going to do with this is, again, just because the grass is there and I can do it, I am going to bale this grass here and sell it. When you don't have animals in this game to look after all the time, and you end up with some spare time to do, you can either do jobs in here, saving, that's the job list there, the contract. So you can do all these if you want. You can either hire the machinery that it's got there, or do your own. So I usually look for ones like, say, this one. Fertilizing, it's $2,000. Okay, it's field 19, so it's 2.72 acres. So what I usually do is I'll open the map, look for field 19, which is way up there, and think, if I've got fertilizer left over from fertilizing my paddock, I might go and do it. But that's a fair way to drive, and you have to supply the fertilizer if you do it yourself to get the full amount. So you're not really making that much money, I don't think. Rather than do that, you're better off going to these areas that you're not usually using, and okay, we're a baler, and just baling up the grass. And if you do it this way, there's no raking involved, there's no nothing. You just mow it, you go straight into the baler. It's awesome. Okay, G changes your little icon up there above the controls. So there, I'm on the mower now. Start mower, lower the mower, and away we go. Because this mower is a smaller mower, You don't leave any behind. It puts it all in a row that the baler can pick up, this baler can pick up. It doesn't really matter if you miss a bit anyway, this is all just free money. You leave a bit on the corners, but you get that next time. Bit of guesswork involved there, couldn't really see. You can go pretty close to the road. It does, see it's not cutting all of it there now. That's because some of it is, like, you can't do anything with it. You're too close to the road, the council owns it. You watch on the radio. Don't know if YouTube will allow that. I better turn it off. Although it's music in the game, so they should, I suppose, allow it. You would think. Oh, and another thing, you can't drive through trees. Some fences you can drive through, and hedges and stuff, not trees. See, case in point, I hit the tree. Wasn't watching where I was going, flipped the tree. Oh well. I'm not sure what the price of grass is at the moment, but there's a few places that take it. If you are just starting and you want to do animals, I do suggest doing sheep, because all you have to feed them is grass, that's it. So you just do this, pick them up, unload the whole lot of them at the feed point in the sheep yard, and it just automatically, as they need it, feeds it in there, and just make sure they got water, and then you just walk away, come back and pick up all the wool. This is a very relaxing game. There's something satisfying about doing stuff like this. I mean, you couldn't do this like this in real life, but like I said, playing for fun, it is a game. Why this little bit here didn't cut. It's like, nah. Even if you don't have little bits like this that are oddly shaped, you can go around the edges of your field. You'll get at least one cut around the edges of the pre-existing fields. I mean, if you really don't like the mess of bits left behind and odd little shapes and that, you can go and get a rake, pick up all the ones you've done, get a rake, rake it all up, finish it off that way. But I'm probably going to end up cultivating this anyway, making it into another paddock. Adding it to the paddock, I should say. Horses are an interesting animal to grow. Yeah, you have to put time aside each day to go and ride the horses and brush them, and they're, well, I guess in real life they're high maintenance as well, so pretty high maintenance for a game, especially. They're pretty high maintenance. I think I've just about got all I want to get from here. So now we turn it off, lift it up, fold it up, and G to put on the baler, turn the baler off. Unload baler is Y, so it'll push out the ones that are in there. I think my ute was spinning out in the grass then. Alright, let's go down here. Slowly, slowly. Slowly. It's one thing about this car, it doesn't like going slow. You go slow for a split second and then it's like, nah, boom. Oops, I hit the shed. Alright, unhook that and turn around and put the mower in front of it. Oh, see, that's what happens when you have the wrong thing selected. We'll put that back on, we'll push G to get the front one. Now we take it off. There we go. Okay. It's around this side of the house. Hey, I can see in the house. That's a tiny bedroom. What's in here? Kitchen. Oh, this is where I'm... Hey, can I ride the bike? Spewing. I think too that there's collectible items in all of these maps as well. When you collect them, they give you like $5,000 or something. So I'm going to go ahead and sleep. Ding. That's the sound of money coming out of my account. Oh, and it's raining. It's October. Very dull and gloomy. So that's the thing that gets me too. The seasons are all backwards for me. Okay, so that's up now. This needs fertilizing. Yeah. Ooh, thunder. I like how they've got the they're able to simulate the rain and the gloominess of it all. So yeah, it's a site that I'm not actually that used to anymore, since it hardly ever bloody rains here. Okay, customize, we'll take 2 of those. Buy, yes, thank you, okie dokie. Drive over there. Wrong button, you tool. Right, there we go. Fill up. Fill up. Okay. It's Very nose heavy. Gee, I wonder why. I actually went and did a contract before I started recording, and I had to do this little tiny field. That's why the spread distance on it is small at the moment. And driving over there, because I went cross country, bounced through a ditch with the car on its roof. It was good times. Oh, hang on, I'm going to change that width. What is it? Change width, Control Z. And we want full. Do that. How do I know it's getting to the edge? I'm just guessing. It's about that far. That's the thing, when you don't have crop destruction on, you can't really see how far it's going. You kind of can, and it's just judgment, I guess. It's close enough. And go down the other side, it'll overlap a little bit, but it's okay. It's not like you could really do it like this anyhow. See, can't see nothing out front. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, you can just see it clipping the edge over there, so we're not far off it. Since the war in Ukraine, fertilizer prices have gone through the roof. There's a lot of crops went in this year with very reduced fertilizer rates, which isn't fantastic for the crops, but a lot of the crops I fear are going to fail, because unlike in the game now where it's raining, we haven't had a decent rain for 2 years here. So could be some farms coming up for sale very soon if we don't get some rain. We can only do it for so long. And like I said in the other video, we don't get any government subsidies over here at all. We subsidise the government. Ah, throw that over there. Okay, so we get done today. Well, fertilised that over there. This one here is still growing well. Made our paddocks bigger. Baled up some grass. Put the shed down and got everything out of the rain except for my ute, which probably squeezing now but can't be bothered. I think we shall leave it at that, and I'll pick up those bales off camera because that's just boring driving around picking them up. And yeah, I will see you here the next one. Hopefully we'll get some harvesting done next time, or I might do a couple of jobs or something. So we'll hit escape so that starts to save, and I will catch you next time. Cheers.